Hello, welcome back. I'm John, an old YouTuber. It's 3 p.m. So now finally I can read about the American M1 Abrams. It's 3 p.m. and we have a lot of power on the camcorder. Just saw in the Danish news Denmark like to donate a lot of old, but that's Leopard 1. That's some very old Leopard 1. That's breaking news in Denmark. Denmark donate old Leopard 1 tanks to Ukraine. That's the old one. But I don't think that's not very good because the old Leopard 1 have a very bad armor. I think it's have armor like 40 to 80 millimeters. I think I don't remember these numbers. The armor is like 10 times less. The new Leopard 1, the Leopard 2 should have like 800 to 1500 millimeter, like 80 centimeters or 1.5 meters, and the old Leopard 1 have like 10 times less because they have this heat ammunition, some type of tank ammunition they call heats. There was some powerful ammunition, so they did not make the armor so thick because they did think back then that the armor will not protect anyway against this powerful heat ammunition. So they did not make the armor so heavy. I think the Russian T90 tank, if this is or this tiny tin can is Leopard 1 tanks, I think the Russian T90 can shoot just through right against this. This tank is like a tin tank. I think, I'm not sure, but this is not a very good tank. It's like a tin can. I use this to put my camcorder on top of there. This is why I have a can of tomatoes. I have another can here. I use it to put my action cam. I do the same in the kitchen. Let's get something to drink. No, I think the NATO countries should donate some more modern. They should donate the Challenger 2, the Abrams, and the British Challenger 2. Yes, I use the same tin cans to my action cam. There, this is why I have cans everywhere in my apartments. No, I think they should donate the modern Leopard 2 and Abrams, M1 Abrams, and the Challenger number 2 and the France Leclerc, and the Italy, I think they call Ariete. Japan have some kind type 10. Japan have some good tanks too. So they should not send all these old weapons from the 60s and 70s, put it down to Ukraine, because the people that need to use this weapon, they will be in big danger. So the crew inside this old Leopard 1 tank would be in a big danger if they're going to fight a war against modern third generation tanks like the Russian T90, even old T84. I think Abrams tanks like this can shoot right through Leopard 1 tanks. If this cannon shoots a Leopard 1 tank something in the sides, it would just go right through it, I think, like a tin can. not an expert. I'm not an expert in tanks or weapons. And I have 10 lists. I have so many I like to read. I have so much I like to read. So finally I got to the Abrams. I have to read about the Challenger 2. Yes. I need a minute. I need a minute to do myself ready. I made a lot of videos today, like 15 videos. So now I like to read about this. No, I don't think it's so good. It's not good to donate this very old Leopard 1 tanks to Ukraine because the crew inside will be in big danger.
M1 Abrams. M1 Abrams Mounted Soldier System, MSS.JPG. U.S. Army M1A2 Abrams with production TUS Explosive Reactive Armor Package installed TIP main battle tank place of origin United States service history in service 1980 present used by sea operators below wars Gulf War in Afghanistan Iraq War 2011 Egyptian Revolution War in Iraq Saudi Arabian led intervention in Yemen production history designer Chrysler Defense, now General Dynamics Land Systems. Designed 1972-1975 Manufacturer Lima Army Tank Plant, since 1980. Detroit Arsenal Tank Plant, 1982-1996, Egyptian. Defense Company Tank Plant, 1. Unit cost US $6.21 million, M1A2/FI-99. Estimated in 2016 as $8.92 million, with inflation adjustment. The M1 Abrams /Abrams/7 is a third-generation American main battle tank designed by Chrysler Defense, now General Dynamics Land Systems, 8, and named for General Creighton Abrams. Conceived for modern armored ground warfare and now one of the heaviest tanks in service at nearly 68 short tons, 62 metric tons, it introduced several modern technologies to U.S. armored forces, including a multi-fuel turbine engine, sophisticated Cavorm composite armor, a computer fire control system, separate ammunition storage in a blowout compartment, and NB protection for crew safety. Initial models of the M1 were armed with a licensed produced 105mm Royal Ordnance L7 gun, while later variants feature a licensed Rheinmetall 120mm L/44. The M1 Abrams was developed from the failure of the MBT-70 project to replace the obsolescent M60 tank. There are three main operational Abrams versions: the M1, M1A1, and M1A2, with each new iteration seeing improvements in armament, protection, and electronics. Extensive improvements have been implemented to the latest formally designated M1A2 System Enhancement Package version 3 or SEPV3 and M1A2 SEPV4 respectively. Versions such as improved composite armor, better optics, digital systems and ammunition. 9. The Abrams was to be replaced in U.S. Army service by the XM1202 Mounted Combat System, but since that project was cancelled, the Army has opted to continue maintaining and operating the M1 series for the foreseeable future by upgrading with improved optics, armor, and firepower. The M1 Abrams entered service in 1980 and serves as main battle tank of the United States Army and formerly of the United States Marine Corps, USMC. The export version is used by the armies of Egypt, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Australia, Poland and Iraq. The Abrams was first used in combat in the Persian Gulf War and has seen combat in both the war in Afghanistan and Iraq War under U.S. service, while produced 1979 present no. Built approx. 10,400, 2. Variants C. Variant specifications MASM 1, 60 short tons, 5040, 3, M101, 63 short tons, 5070, 3, M101 SA, 67.6 shortens, 61.3 T, M102 SEPV2, 71.2 short tons, 64.6 T, M102 SEPV3, 73.6 short tons, 66.8 T, 4, length gun forward, 32.04 foot, 9.77 m, 5, hull length, 26.02 foot, 7.93 m, width 12 foot, 3.66 m, 5, height 8 foot, 2.44 m, 5, crew 4, commander, gunner loader, driver, elevation plus 20 degree forward / dash 10 degree, 3, traverse 9 seconds forward / 360 degrees, 3, armor composite armor main armament 1, 105 mm L forward / 52 M68 a 1 rifled gun, 55 rounds, M101, 120 mm. L forward / 44 M256 a 1 smoothbore gun, 40 rounds, M102, 120 mm L forward / 44 M256 a 1 smoothbore gun, 42 rounds, secondary armament 10.50 caliber, 12.7 mm, M2 HB heavy machine gun with 900 rounds 27.62 mm. .308 in, M240 machine guns with Iraqi Abrams tanks have seen action in the war against Islamic State and have seen use by Saudi Arabia during the Yemeni Civil War. History. Previous developments. Through the 1960s the US Army and West German Army had collaborated on a single design that would replace both the M60 tank and the Leopard 1. The overall goal was to have a single new design with improved firepower to handle new Soviet tanks like the T-62, while providing improved protection against the T-62's new 115mm smoothbore gun and especially high-explosive anti-tank heat rounds. 10. The resulting design, the MBT-70, incorporated new technologies across the board. A high-drop pneumatic suspension provided excellent cross-country rider quality and also allowed the entire tank to be raised or lowered by the driver, with the lowest position placing the top of the tank only 6 feet, 1.8 m, off the ground. New 1500 HP, 1100 kilowatts, engines powered the designs which could both reach 43 miles per hour, 69 kilometers per hour. 2 new guns were introduced, a US 152mm design whose primary long-range weapon was Shililam missile, while the Germans introduced a new 120mm smoothbore design. 10. While the design was highly capable, its weight continued to grow, as did its budget. By 1969, the unit cost stood at 5 times the original estimates, causing the Department of Defense to suspend the program. 11. Development of the tank continued on an austere basis until January 1970, when the DoD ended its tank partnership with Germany. 12. As a result of the problems with the MBT-70, the U.S. Army introduced the XM803, using some technologies from the MBT-70 but removing some of the more troublesome features. This succeeded only in producing an expensive system with capabilities similar to the M60. Congress cancelled the XM-803 in December 1971 but permitted the Army to reallocate $20 million remaining funds to develop a new main battle tank. Starting afresh. 10,400 rounds, 1 pintle mounted, 1 coaxial, engine Honeywell AGT 1500 multi-fuel turbine engine 1,500 shp, 1120 kilowatts. Power forward/weight from 26.9 HP /T, 20.05 kilowatt /T, to 23.8 HP /T, 17.74 kilowatt /T. Transmission Allison DDAX11003. Suspension high hardness steel tension bars with rotary shock absorbers. Ground clearance M1, M101, 0.48 m, 1.6 feet, 19 in, M102, 0.43 m, 1 foot 5 in. Fuel capacity 504.4 US gallons, 1,909 L. Operational range M102, road, 265 mi, 426 kilometers. Cross country, 93 124 mi, 150 200 kilometers. 6. Maximum speed M101, road, 45 miles per hour. 72 kilometers per hour. Governed, off-road, 30 miles per hour, 48 kilometers per hour. M102, road, 42 miles per hour, 67 kilometers per hour. Governed, off-road, 25 miles per hour, 40 kilometers per hour. 6. The Tank Automotive and Armaments Command, TACOM, began examining specific goals. After several rounds of input, the decision was made to provide armor to defeat the heavy threat posed by the T-62's 115mm gun using projected improvements of the armor-piercing fin stabilized discarding sabot, APFS, ammunition through the 1980s, and the new 125mm gun of the T-64 and T-72 firing high-explosive anti-tank, heat, rounds. 13. To this end, a new design basis emerged in February 1973. It had to defeat any hit from a Soviet gun within 800 meters and 30 degrees to either side. The tank would be armed with the 105 M68 gun, a licensed version of the Royal Ordnance L7 and a 20mm version of the M242 Bushmaster. 14. In May 1973, Chrysler Defense and General Motors submitted proposals. Both were armed with the 105mm M68 gun, the licensed L7, and the 20mm Bushmaster. Chrysler chose a 1,500 HP gas turbine Lycoming AGT 1500. Graham's model was powered by a 1,500 HP diesel similar to that used on the American MBT-70 and XM-803. 13. Examining the experiences of the Yom Kippur War that year, a number of design changes were made. The newly created Burlington armor from the British Army's labs was incorporated to improve protection especially against heat, and to incorporate the new Armor package. The original goal of keeping weight under 50 short tons, 45 t, was abandoned. The Bushmaster was seen as superfluous and was deleted. As TACOM continued to improve the detailed design, initial samples of the armor system were sent to the Ballistic Research Laboratory for testing. 13. At the time, the Pentagon's procurement system was beset with problems being caused by the desire to have the best possible design. This often resulted in programs being cancelled due to cost overruns, leaving forces with outdated systems, as was the case with the MBT-70. There was a strong movement within the Army to get a new design within budget to prevent the MBT-70 experience from repeating itself. 4th, a new design. The Army stated the unit cost was to be no more than $507,000 in 1972, equivalent to $3,280,000 in 2021. 15. The Pentagon's approach to control of research and development was modified with the XM-1. Previous acquisition strategy called for a significant amount of the design work be done by the government.